John Eugene Brand is a true menace to society and the world too, my brothers and sisters. John Eugene Brand faces 6 felonies after being involved in a high-speed chase with law enforcement. 2 of those charges are vehicular manslaughter and kidnapping. Did all of that and was taken in alive. Mind you, the vehicle he stole was a military truck. John Eugene Brand, a Marine accused in deadly pursuit, was on release for alleged carjacking. San Diego, the 21-year-old Marine accused of leading police on a deadly pursuit through Escondido Monday night, was arraigned in a Vista courtroom Thursday afternoon. Lance Corporal John Eugene Brand appeared in court with a black eye and pleaded not guilty to all charges. He's charged with gross vehicular manslaughter, evading causing death, causing great bodily injury, Deputy District Attorney Helen Kim said. Brand is accused of stealing Nike merchandise from Dick's Sporting Goods in Escondido with 2 18-year-old females. After they allegedly stole the merchandise, an employee called 911 and reported the incident to police and gave a description of the truck they were in. Police said they located the truck shortly after, tried to pull him over, but he kept driving and sped through areas of Escondido, including residential areas, for about 2 miles, driving around 90 miles per hour. While trying to turn onto Fig Street from Washington Avenue, he hit a retaining wall and the 2 females were not wearing seatbelts and were ejected from the car, according to Escondido police. According to the Deputy District Attorney, Helen Kim, assigned to this case, the passengers in the vehicle reportedly had told Brand to pull over and he refused, stating that he did not want to go to jail. Kim said Brand did not try to help the 2 women who were hurt, and instead ran from the scene and tried to hide from officers. The 2 women were taken to the hospital, where one of them died. The other had surgery and is expected to recover. Their names have not been released. They're devastated, they're emotional, Kim said, speaking about the victims' families. According to Kim, Brand was out on a supervised or supervised-on recognizance release from an incident where he was allegedly involved in a carjacking with a knife. He was arraigned for those charges on November 8 in a South Bay courtroom. According to Kim, a condition of his release was that he was not allowed to leave Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. The judge considered him a flight risk and a danger to society, and denied bail. If convicted, he faces 18 years and 6 months behind bars for this case. He's scheduled to be back in court in February. Next, here's a clip from the news company People Here, my brothers and sisters.
Again, with developments this afternoon, a Marine accused of leading police on a deadly pursuit after stealing from a North County store faced a judge for the first time today.
And our Zara Barker starts us off live outside the courtroom with what we're learning about this case. Zara.
Yeah, hi, Andrew and Maria. Good afternoon to you both. Court just wrapped up here in Vista just about an hour and a half ago. And inside of that courtroom, we learned quite a few new details about what allegedly led up to this incident and also some alleged prior criminal history from this 21-year-old Marine, who was out on release when he allegedly committed this crime in Escondido just a couple of days prior. Lance Corporal Marine John Eugene Brand appearing in court Thursday in a navy-colored jail uniform and with a bruised eye, pleading not guilty.
He's charged with gross vehicular manslaughter, kidnapping. He's charged with evading, causing death, causing great bodily injury.
The Marine's court appearance comes after authorities say he led police on a 2-mile high-speed chase in Escondido Monday after stealing Nike merchandise from Dick's Sporting Goods with 2 other women. Police tracked down the truck the Marine had reportedly stolen off base, tried to pull him over, but he kept driving until he crashed into this retaining wall at the corner of Fig Street and Washington Avenue in Escondido.
Instead of stopping, the defendant evaded police. His 2 passengers begged him to stop. However, the defendant refused and he said, "I'm not going to jail." The defendant drove in excess of 90 miles per hour. He ran through red lights. He drove on opposite side of the road and he collided his stolen vehicle into a pole. His 2 young passengers were ejected from the vehicle, and instead of rendering aid, the defendant fled on foot.
The names of the two 18-year-old passengers have not yet been released. Some of their family members were in the courtroom to hear Brand's arraignment.
They're devastated. They're emotional. Obviously, they're not in the right train of thought or mind to even provide much of a statement at this time.
The arraignment revealed Brand was in court in November for his alleged involvement in an armed carjacking with a knife in the South Bay. He was released under the condition he remained on the military base. As the judge discussed the cases, Brand was seen shaking his head in disagreement over the claims.
It's alleged that he committed essentially a kidnapping of a member of our community.
And the judge denied the Marine bail, so he will remain behind bars at this time. They said he is considered a flight risk and a danger to the community and to society. As of now, he is facing 18 years and 6 months behind bars alone in this case. That does not include the alleged time for the other incident that he was in court for back in November. Now, he is scheduled to be back in court for this case in February. Of course, it's something we'll continue to keep track of. We're live in Vista. Zara Barker, Fox 5 News.
Next, a update about John Eugene Brand, a Miramar Marine accused of vehicular manslaughter after fatal police chase and stolen military truck. Lance CPL John Eugene Brand is facing 6 felonies including vehicular manslaughter and kidnapping after a fatal police chase Monday. San Diego, Lance CPL John Eugene Brand, who is based at MCOS Miramar, is facing 6 felonies including vehicular manslaughter and kidnapping after a fatal police chase Monday night. Brand pleaded not guilty as he stood before Judge Matthew Brower at his arraignment in North County Superior Thursday with visible bruises over his right eye, at times shaking his head in disagreement with the charges against him. It's alleged he committed what's essentially a kidnapping of a member of our community by refusing to let her and her colleague out of the vehicle, said Judge Brower. He drove that vehicle at very high rates of speed. According to the district attorney's office, Brand stole a military pickup truck from MCOS Miramar Monday and drove with 2 women to a Dick's Sporting Goods in Escondido. Police said they stole merchandise from the store, and when officers arrived, the trio took off in the pickup and a high-speed pursuit ensued. The 2 female passengers begged the defendant to stop. He refused, saying that he was not going to go to jail, said Deputy District Attorney Helen Kim. He drove in excess of 90 miles per hour, ran through red lights, drove on the opposite side of the road, and collided into a pole. The 2 women were thrown from the vehicle before Brand exited the truck and ran off. Escondido police found him hiding a block away from the crashed vehicle and arrested him. One of the women, 18-year-old Shavandia Comparebell, died at the hospital, while the other, Tiara Elizabeth Sams, also 18 years old, suffered major injuries but survived. Comparebell's family was in court Thursday. They're devastated, they're emotional, said Kim. Obviously they're not in the right frame of mind to even provide much of a statement at this time. According to a spokesperson at Miramar, Brand is from Kansas and joined the Marine Corps a little more than 2 years ago. Last month, he was allegedly involved in an attempted carjacking with a knife in the South Bay. He was out on bail and under court order to remain on base at the time of Monday's fatal police chase. He is a clear and present danger to the public, and there are no conditions and no combination of conditions that will ensure the public's safety or ensure that the defendant return to court, said Kim in court as she argued that Brand was a flight risk. Judge Brower denied bail. Brand's charges include evading an officer causing death, evading an officer causing serious bodily injury, false imprisonment, kidnapping, vehicular manslaughter, unlawfully taking and driving a vehicle, as well as a petty theft misdemeanor. He is facing 18 years and 6 months in prison if convicted on all charges in this case, and will be back in court in February. Also, my brothers and sisters, white privilege helped John Eugene Brand too, because if John Eugene Brand was a black man, then he will be in prison for life for real, because racist people do not like black people at all, my brothers and sisters. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and other social media platforms too, my brothers and sisters.